protest here today in Dalton for 19-year-old Alexis Wilson. In fact, we saw about 4 different police agencies and at least 20 officers standing here in front of the mayor's house today to make sure things did not get out of hand. Now, the protest did remain peaceful, but the family of Alexis Wilson tells us this fight is just getting started.
If we don't get it,
A community rallying to demand answers tonight from the city of Dalton and its mayor.
her life was taken. It was not a loss.
19-year-old Alexis Wilson was killed last week after a confrontation with police. Police were first called around 1 a.m. Tuesday to Baba's Famous Steak and Lemonade, where employees reported a woman threatening them with a gun. Investigators say that was Wilson, who was upset about her order in the drive-thru. Now, when police arrived at the scene, they directed Wilson and a man to get out of the car. And when the man got out, police say Wilson instead kept driving while dragging an officer with her. That's when another officer opened fire. The confrontation ended with her car crashed into a nearby bike shop. Now today, the family demanding justice for Wilson, calling that police response excessive.
She did not have a gun. You try to put a gun in her hand, she'd back away. She was a little girl.
It's still not known if Wilson was armed at the time. Activists also marching out of the property of Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard today, demanding that she retract her statement of support for her police department in this incident.
The mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard, specifically stated, "I do stand with the officers. They did do the right thing. If anything, they have saved the community from a crime that could have or would have happened." The mayor simply did not have any of the facts, and she spoke as if she did.
Now, we did reach out to the mayor's office for comment tonight, but we have not heard back. In the meantime, the investigation continues into Wilson's death as the community rallies around her family.
Hey there, besties. We're going to talk about this issue that Big Tiff had way back when Alexis Wilson was red-rummed by Dalton police. We've seen the video. We know about this case. However, someone sent me information with regard to what Big Tiff said, which is the reason why everyone was out in front of her house. They were protesting. And from what I understand, that's when she started needing her bodyguard and police detail all over this and what it is that she said. So we've heard various people speak on this. We've seen articles. We've seen the body cam. Actually, the lady, Dr. Cloud, spoke on it when she was doing that trustee meeting thing, where she had said to Tiff, "I can't believe that you said that, and you need to go and, change that statement." Don't know if she did, but hopefully we'll find out. So this comes from ABC 7. Rally demands Dalton mayor retract the statement supporting police in fatal SHOOting of teen. So I'm not really sure, honestly, what her retraction of a statement was going to do to change anything. But, people want what they want. But we know who Tiffany is at the end of the daggone day. She would rather have fun, have parties, sing and dance, and say that it's somebody else's fault. But, child, these people probably still try and get in contact with her. We know that she ain't taking nobody's calls and she ain't making no statements. Anyway, so Dalton, Illinois, and this is from August 2nd, 2021. A contentious rally was held in Dalton Monday as the community demands answers in the fatal police SHOOting of 19-year-old Alexis Wilson. About 4 different police agencies and at least 20 officers stood in front of the mayor's home. Now, daggone well Big Tiff didn't like that. It's probably a small town, I'm going to assume, child. You know what I mean? The protests remained peaceful, but Wilson's family said this fight is just getting started. Her life was taken. It was not a loss, said Miracle Boyd. Wilson was deleted last week after a confrontation with police. Police were first called to Baba's Famous Steak and Lemonade around 1 a.m. Tuesday after employees reported a woman threatening them with a gun. Y'all didn't even tell me that I should come to Dalton to go to Baba's Famous Steak and Lemonade. Now, mind you, I would never go there, daytime, nighttime, or otherwise, but y'all didn't even offer that up as a thing to see coming to Dalton. Investigators said that woman was Wilson, who was upset about her order in the drive-thru. I feel like there's like a theme with people and drive-thrus and restaurants and orders, and it turns into stuff that it really shouldn't. When police arrived to the scene, they directed Wilson and a man to get out of the car. When the man got out, Wilson allegedly took off, dragging an officer with her, according to police. That's when another officer opened fire. The confrontation ended after she crashed into a nearby bike shop. Now the family is demanding justice for Wilson, calling the police response excessive. She did not have a GUN, Wilson's uncle said. You try to put a gun in her hand, she'd back away. She was a little girl. Now, I know people like to think that everyone is little based off of their age, but as we have seen many a time, we can't technically go by age. There actually is a young 8-year-old that's just been charged with red rum because she smothered her 8-year-old cousin or something like that over an iPhone or a phone or something like that. Child, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to look into it. It's too much. It's just too much. Anyway, it's still not known if Wilson was armed at the time. A group of activists marched onto the property of Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard to demand that she retract her statement of support for her police department in this incident. The mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard, specifically stated, I do stand with the officers. They did do the right thing. If anything, they have saved the community from a crime that could have or would have happened, said protest organizer Joseph Williams. The mayor simply didn't have any of the facts, and she spoke as if she did. ABC 7, of course, they reached out and there was no comment back because we already know that that's what it's going to be with Big Tiff. Anyway, maybe I just don't understand what the point is for her to get her to change her comment, her statement or whatever, because she wouldn't mean it anyway. Maybe it's for show. I'm not really sure what the point of it would be. She definitely, probably, I'm going to assume, based off of what we see from her in the last year plus, is that she's going to stand by her police because her police going to stand by her. And whatever it is that's going to make her look less responsible for something, that's what she's going to stand on. Now, let me go ahead and take this a little bit of a step further. We already know that many of persons voted for Big Tiff because she was black, because she was a single mom, blah, 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 blah. And we now have people wanting all black people to go ahead and support another black woman just because she's black. And we need to start learning our lessons with things like that. Either you know what you want from your officials and you're going to ask for it, or you're going to look for it, or you're going to pay attention to what their policies are, or are we just going to, or is everybody just going to go ahead and continue to vote based off of identity? I see you, you see me, and we're going to go ahead and do it. And then all of a sudden we get into situations that don't make any daggone sense. And when you think that it's supposed to be, I'm your sis, you my sis, I'm your sis, you my sis, it ends up being, nah, sis, only until it's good enough for me. You see that, and I've made this announcement in a live stream, I think, that Ben Crump came right down for Sonia Massey. Rest in peace to that woman. She should still be here. What happened to her, that's half damn crazy, of course. And hopefully that man goes straight to hell. But you see that Ben Crump came right down there. You see that Ben Crump came right down there. And these are the things that we need to be paying attention to. These people, these famous people, even if they're not celebrities, these people that have money, these people have their own agendas. And they can try to make it seem like they care for black people. It's all about black people, black. And that's not necessarily the case. Allegedly, the people in Dalton wanted Ben Crump to try to come and help them. Ain't her high nor hair. This thing with Sonia Massey, he was there in a New York minute. He was there right quick in front of the cameras to say justice must be served, but wouldn't come here to help Dalton with this case. We have to pay attention to things like this. I know it's a hard lesson and people don't want to hear it, and everybody want to think that just because you black that we all for one another. Most of the time, unfortunately, that is not the case. And they got this agenda to push that it's white people, it's white people, it's white people. There's several other people in the daggone world, and black people only want you to think about white people and think about racism. Rest in peace to Alexis, and hopefully they can work something out on top of everything else going on in Dalton. Y'all make sure you like this daggone video, subscribe if you are new, make sure you comment. I'll see you all in the next one.
Because y'all got false narratives out there, and y'all should be ashamed of y'all self. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Delgado, unasked that seat. Unasked that seat. Unasked that seat.
To express my deepest gratitude to Tiffany Henier and her team for their commendable efforts to better our community.
Listen, come here. Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. Don't your dumb ass say it.